This is a safety mission. Keeping farmers out of the bin will keep them safe.
Hi, I'm Zane Zentz.
I am Chad Johnson.
I'm Ben Johnson. And we are Grain Weevil.
Chad, his son Ben, and Ben's best friend Zane turned a robotics interest into a tech startup, prompted by a farmer friend who suggested they build a robot to keep him out of dangerous grain storage bins. The Grain Weevil they're creating levels grain and breaks up crusts that sometimes collapse and entrap farmers who go inside to do that same work.
We're using gravity to manipulate the grain and do different tasks inside of the grain bin.
What started as an idea for an educator and still in school engineering students is close to reality. They're running on-farm trials and believe the robot will be something farmers can eventually keep in a bin, operating on its own.
Hi, my name is Cassidy. My question is, where do your ideas come from?
Ideas come from asking questions. I think the two biggest ones you can always ask are how and why. So when you see something, you ask, how does it work? Or why does it work like it does? And that's one of the biggest questions that we had coming into our project was, how do farmers currently deal with the problems that they're facing in grain bins? And why do they do it the way that they do? Is there a way that we can make it better?
Hi, my name is Bethany. What advice would you give yourself as a kid now?
I would probably tell my kid self now that keep following your dreams. At some point, you're going to build robots. I always wanted to do that when I was a kid. I just didn't think it would take until I was almost 50.
Hi, my name is Logan. Talk about the importance of persistence.
Persistence is key for any large task or project or schoolwork. For me right now, we're working on this problem that we've had on the robot for about 3 months, and persistence is the only way that we're going to be able to solve it. Small steps towards the end goal to make the project work.
Hi, my name is Iman. Talk about identifying mentors.
I think it's extremely important to have really good mentors. Mentors provide so much in encouragement and help the process, especially when you start talking about innovation. Mentors may not know exactly what you're trying to do, but they really help you develop skills that become extremely important, especially when you're doing something like we're trying to do that no one has ever done before.
Hi, my name is Madison. What's your best advice for young innovators?
Failure is a really scary concept, but it's also the greatest teacher. We've had lots of moments in our process where we failed and it looked really grim, but we take those as lessons and learn from them, and we've just gotten better with each failure.
My advice for a young innovator would be to stay involved as much as you can in what you're interested in. For me, that was a robotics program that my dad set up, but there could be anything, whether it's school or non-school related, and just get involved as much as you can and find out those passions that you have deep down.